Good morning, or afternoon, or evening. Good day. Good day, mate. I've been talking to a lot of Australians lately. um, Today I would like to talk about psychic scams. I've been hearing some stories. I've heard stories for years about this, and it's just such a shame that psychics with a good heart, that are genuinely trying to help people get a bad rap from these other types of psychics. And there is a mix, just as with any job. There are bad salespeople. There are bad whatever jobs are out there. There's a lot of different jobs. And there's a bad people, and there are good people who do those things. And I'm not saying bad people versus good people. That sounded really dumb, but you know what I mean? Like, there are those that have integrity, and there are those that are coming from a genuine place. And then there are those who just want to get the money. And there are good people who have integrity, who have good boundaries, that want to make money too, and have that exchange, an equal energy exchange. But what we're talking about today is some of these stories that I've heard about. Like, okay, if something costs basically more than $500, I would even say $400 or $500. If something costs more than $400 or $500 for one thing to happen, or very little to happen, and all you get is like a candle or a curse broken or something like that, you're buying into a scam. And if I were you, I would find another psychic to ask if that other psychic was telling the truth. You know what I mean? You can find the way that okay, so I've even heard like of people spending $5,000 to $8,000 for real, you guys. And this may be you, and I'm sorry if it is, but thousands of dollars, because they believe their family is cursed. For around $200, you could do a past life regression and reverse any curse that you want to that's actually there. $200. And you do it yourself, between you and your higher self. That's so much healthier than having some scam artist, take all your money. I've heard of, well, oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the latest one. You guys aren't going to believe this. Okay, so I think the story was, I need to sever this cord between you and this twin flame. Okay, for one, you can't do that. You can kink it. You can, kink the hose, like I say, or you can put blocks on it temporarily. But you cannot cut that cord. That is made by nature. That is it's like cutting off your arm or something. You just can't do it. It's an energetic cord that's just it's just there. You just got to deal with it. It's just there. So for one, she was selling something that can't even happen, and a lot of money for it. And then what did she say? The next thing she said was something having to do with, well, now he has some such and such on you, and that needs to get reversed. Or you guys have this major blockage with such and such, and it was going to cost like $1,800. Hold on, let me look it up. I'll try to find this here. So it was going to be like $1,800 or something ridiculous. Okay. So this is from one of my divine feminines via Instagram. In October, she told me in a past life I was a healer and I healed him, and he was in love with me, but I was engaged to someone else and he killed himself if I didn't pay $1,200 to undo the karma from the past life. There was a good chance he would do it again. And unfortunately, so when I hear these stories, I'm just, are you kidding me? And there are some readers too that will try to fear, make you afraid, make you they'll give you a reading where they're like, oh, you'll be with him for 3 months, and then he'll do this and that and the other thing, and then you got to watch out for her, because then this is going to happen, all of this kind of warny. The ones. I mean, you've listened to them and you've just been like, what, are you kidding me? You get all freaked out. they're just playing on your fears, and they want you to get readings all the time so that you feel, so that I don't know, it's just like they're feeding on your fears, and they're wanting you to give control over to them in a way. So if somebody's, charging that much money, it's just, don't do it. You can go around that. You could okay. So I don't care what the story is. You could tell me, like they said, the most extravagant story. Like there's, I don't know, spells or curses or whatever it is. It should never cost you more than like a couple $100 to do, if that is even real. And just like with anything else, it's like if somebody tells you need major surgery on something and you're just kind of like your intuition's going on beep, 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 then get a second opinion. And you will know a good psychic when, okay, here's how if I were going out looking for a psychic, if I wasn't a psychic myself, or even now, if I were to go like, hey, I want to find somebody with integrity or whatever. One of the things that I would do is I would look for, if they seem kind of drama based, if they seem dun dun dun, or they seem like, oh yeah, well, or can you believe? Like if they sound like kind of dramatic in a negative way, or if they sound really warny and like, I don't know, it's got like spider type creepy energy. But, or if they're like, if they throw out, I heard of one psychic saying something like just threw out some really vulgar stuff just for attention, just for shock factor. Said something about, oh, is that the guy you want? He's not going to go down on you. He's not the kind that would blah, blah, blah. And she did. And my friend actually went to this gal and she was shocked. Her jaw just dropped to the floor. She was like, are you kidding me? Did you really just say that? Like she was not that kind of gal that would even talk that way, let alone like, she didn't say it the way I said it. I said it nice, but she was just acting like really, like, are you kidding me? Like he wouldn't go blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, it was that shock factor thing. She was like taken back, like, holy crap. Did you just like, what did you just say? Like, that's disgusting. Seriously? And, or some psychics will, like, if they don't know the twin flame journey, they will totally, they don't understand it and they'll just act like, no, that guy is flighty. He's fickle. He's this, that, and the other thing. Just get over him. And you got some new guy coming in and it's like, it may be a karmic partner. And it's like, you don't want that new guy. Some psychics are just spouting stuff off that they're seeing without even knowing like the bigger picture or realizing what's going on or how it's all about like self-growth or any of that. If you feel soothed in the person's presence, if you feel good about yourself when you leave, if you feel relief, if you feel like, okay, I got a handle on this now, this feels right, if it resonates. Some people on the reverse end, they think like I'm too positive, like I'm always giving good information, and I do a lot because I'm a placebo. And I want you to believe in the best, but at the same time, I really give it to you straight. Because if I see any warnings or if I sense or feel any warnings, I will definitely tell you. And if I feel like that person, I have had somebody say, oh, I'm married to this guy. And then they give me his name and I feel into him and I'll just look them straight in the eye and be like, what are you doing with this guy? Get the heck out of that relationship. So no, I'm not all good. I mean, I'm not all like talking about good stuff all the time. I do give it to you straight, but I'm also soft about it. And I also make sure that you're not going to be sitting there devastated by whatever I tell you. I'm going to support you with some kind of a tool or something to help you get over that. I care, So trying to think of like what other things that you can kind of look out for. If they just seem to be like, oh, and some of them will even say that they love you. I just love you, and they'll just be so fake. And you got to see through that too, because sometimes they'll use that to kind of hook you too. So, I don't know. I don't know. Just use your discernment, use your intuition and try to be smart about it. If it costs a bunch of money, don't do it. there's always a lower cost solution, and there's always somebody else that you could check with. If you're in doubt, go to another psychic that you feel like you can trust. Somebody that you really feel like is honest and is authentic. That's all. Just check for authenticity and check your intuition on like how does that feel for you when you're having a genuine conversation with somebody versus somebody trying to fake you out or trying to pull one over on you. You know, just start to discern a little better. This is a time this year is all about authenticity. So we're all learning to discern in this way. So this is just yet another way that we're learning to discern. So I'm just trying to, let me just tune in for a second because I just feel like there's something else trying to come out here. You want somebody who encourages you, not discourages you. Somebody who fills you up, somebody who makes you feel peace, somebody who makes you feel like you might even feel, a lot of people when they come to see me, they cry, they release. And there's like soothing that happens and they'll feel like a vibration going through them, like this calming sensation and this little vibrational energy that's like very soothing and calming for them. It's like they just took some kind of a, I don't know, not a sedative, but like some kind of calming something, you know, they'll just be like, oh my gosh, it just feels so good being around you, being in your energy. I just feel like everything's going to be okay. That's what it's about. That's the kind of person that you want to go to. Not necessarily me, whoever you want to, but that's the feel you're going for, is to feel that way. And if you don't feel that way in my presence, that's fine too. You may not, jive with me, but so I'm not trying to just promote myself here, but let's just see here. What else, guys? Also, like the knowingness ultimately needs to come from you and trusting your own intuition. And sometimes it takes a costly mistake for you to learn how to listen to some of the warnings are kind of subtle, to be honest. As intuitive as I am, there are things that I'm told that it's barely there. And it's like, it's a matter of you being really like paying attention to it, being very alert to that. That's why being really in the moment and hyper aware is very beneficial, because you'll catch that stuff. But I can guarantee you all these people who've cost all this money, and I will say this too, a lot of these people who've cost, one of my friends, I think she ended up spending like $20,000 on one of these psychics. And at the end of it, I was like, well, did anything happen? Did your family change? Did anything change or shift? Not really. It always sounds like that. I don't think I've ever had somebody say, yeah, it dramatically changed everything. Maybe there were subtle things, but I haven't had anybody say that anything that seemed like it would be $5,000 worth happened, and then they get this candle and they light it and it still doesn't happen. And then some of that is dark magic. Dark magic, if you use dark magic to try to influence something that is not, it's against people's will, or that's, if you wish something strong enough and that person doesn't want it to, for example, and you try to put some kind of a spell or black magic, it will backfire on you big. That's a fact. So I would never, if I were you, I would never go to somebody who will cast any kind of spell or dark magic or any kind of shortcut, because it'll eventually screw you over and you've spent a bunch of money. So, and I've said this before, but like I've seen people do basically kind of by the law of nature. If you try to take a shortcut like that, what I've seen is that whoever puts black magic on you, or whoever you did black magic on, it backfires on you big time and it makes their life fall apart pretty much. So you really don't want to mess around with that stuff. If somebody even mentions that stuff around me, I'm just like, you can leave now. I'm not messing around with that. And don't mess around with Ouija boards either. So anyway, if it sounds, if it takes, yeah, I think you guys get the point. Oh, okay. So I don't know why I just keep feeling like there's something else I need to say here. So I'm going to pick a couple of cards and just see. Helpful person. Someone wants to help you. Think of whom that might be and initiate contact. So maybe there's somebody that you already know or already heard of or have been wondering if you should contact them about this. Absolutely. Reach out to that person. That's the right person to reach out to. There we go. There are people who if you're being referred, if somebody's referring somebody because they had a really good experience, that's probably a really good thing too. Pay attention. Notice repetitious signs and your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. They're basically just kind of reiterating. Okay, one more. Oh, and then I think I'm going to do this other one too. Father healing. Your personal power increases as you give any father-related issues to heaven. So also, it's like when you go to these people thinking that they're going to be the thing that releases the curse on the family or releases the blockage on your twin or whatever it is, you're giving your power away. So heal your relationship with your father or whatever parent you were giving your power away to. And also, you have the ability to pray for the situation. You have the ability, no matter what the situation is, by taking personal responsibility. And I just made a video, personal responsibility part 1 and part 2. If you take personal, I really believe this is like the ticket to having a better society and a better world. If all of us learn to take personal responsibility, everything would change. Everything would be different. Your family dynamic would change. Your twin relationship, any blockages that are there. It's really just be patient, be present in the moment. Don't jump to any conclusions and let things unfold naturally and be open to anything being different any moment. If you pigeonhole all the people in your family and think they're always going to be the same way, then they're going to be pretty stuck there too. And you will only see them that way. So you're kind of doing it to yourself, self-sabotaging your own family by pigeonholing, or your partner or whoever. No matter what they've ever done to you, like, you don't have to forget what they did, but forgive them and love yourself, and just, allow a clean slate to happen every moment. Just don't pigeonhole, and you allow for healing to happen on so many levels. And have a sense of humor. Don't be so stingy about stuff that's happened in the past and hold people to it and, punish them for it or anything like that. Okay, so Jade, wellness. The recovery of health and wellness is here. So if this is something like you feel like you've had some kind of a curse related to your health or something like that, you could go to a shaman, you can go to a healer like me, you can go to somebody like that that's very reasonably priced. It could definitely find out where that's coming from and help you get better. You can do it yourself. There's a great movie in Netflix called Heal, Heal, that talks about how our minds are super powerful and we can heal ourselves. Unconventionality, Moldavite. Your unique qualities are an important part of your life purpose. It's okay to feel and be different from others. I feel like some of you know what that means. So your uniqueness. Okay, so this is some of you feeling like things go bad for you when you're not actually cursed. You're almost like blessed when you think you're cursed. So don't jump to conclusion about what things mean either. It's like, okay, so I've had a really horrible life. Like I've had a lot of, I'm not saying like now, it's awesome now, but I've had, like, my upbringing is pretty horrible. And I could come to the conclusion if I wanted to that I'm cursed in love, that I'm cursed in whatever else. because I've been through a lot of stuff. I've been through a ton of trauma. And, but I've never believed that. I've never thought that. I've just thought, I just don't think I'm looking at things right. And that's more it. So if you have had like a lot of bad things happen, or have had a tough family or anything, honestly, I tend to lean toward believing that you are probably an earth angel, and they are put through a lot of trauma so that they can overcome it, become stronger, and then teach others how to do the same like I'm doing. That's what it's all about. It's all for your growth and learning and expansion. So see your unique situation not as being cursed, but as being like, wow, I'm being built up for something. Like, this is my boot camp. This is my training. So, and I've been down in the pits of hell. Like, I've been in the worst situations you can possibly imagine and scared to death. Like my heart would have been beating like as fast as a rabbit's. Just panicked, absolutely out of my mind. And I knew, something in me knew that it was the way that I was choosing to look at it, because I saw other people happy who had been through similar things. They could be happy than I could too. So rather than believe any of these things need fixing, just get more present and just know that you're being built up for something. Know that this is your training or boot camp. See it in a good light. One more, they said. Citrine, unnecessary worries. Oh my gosh. Talk about confirmation. Release the burden of worries by giving them to God for healing and solutions. Dude, I just said that. I love when they do this. And the wellness card right under it too. I just happened to pick the next card next to the wellness card. So if I would have gone in the other direction, just pick the next card, we would have picked this anyway. It's so funny. Anyway, so yeah, don't give your power away. Take responsibility for yourself and your circumstances. It's your vibration that's causing any negative circumstances, and it's your thoughts that are creating that. So, where's my hair? So yeah, do that instead of it costing you thousands of dollars, giving your power away to somebody who gives you some type of line. It just reminds me of those guys or girls that contact you and they're like totally gorgeous, and they're like, hey, I'm in love with you and I trust you like no other. And then you're like, wait, you're not even really speaking English properly. That's not a proper sentence. That's like not making any sense. And then they're like, give me a credit card, and you're just like, why would you need my credit card? Stuff like that you hear happening. And it's just like, give me a break. Like, really think about why $5,000? If you really care about me that much, like, why wouldn't you do it either for free because you're really alarmed and you really want to help, or like in exchange, or why wouldn't it just be like $100? I mean, with the services that I offer, it's at like $144. That's like for 45 minutes of like a massive overhaul, healing, and reading on everything going on in your life. You get everything that you need for $144. It's like, I will never charge people thousands and thousands of dollars for something that you guys could just do yourself, or, whatever. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. So you guys get the point. Take your power back. Don't spend that much money on anything unless you really know for a fact that it's going to make a really substantial difference in your life. So, all right. Love you guys. I just said love you guys, and you guys are like, oh, that's fake. No, I'm talking to those that have followed me for a while. I'm really close to when I say that. If I don't know you, I don't love you, but I'm just saying. I'm appreciative of you following me and listening to this video, watching this video. I will say that. But you guys know where I'm coming from. So anyway, those I love. Those I appreciate. Y'all know who you are. Oh my gosh. Have a beautiful day, guys. Bye.